guys? Welcome back to the That's Kind of Mid podcast. I am your host, Sam. This is my other host, Brighton, our
Yo,
other
what's
host.
up?
And yeah, so just letting you guys know if you're new what the podcast is all about. Essentially, it's just two guys talking about movies, TV shows, and video games. That's pretty
It's
much it.
pretty self-explanatory. So,
Yeah, we do reviews over bigger stuff. We have kind of like a little bit of a news section that we talk about every once in a while that kind of covers less prevalent things but still like are relevant, I guess I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much what this podcast is about. And then Brighton, you want to kind of say how our
yeah, so this
podcast is
week the main
structured?
thing we're going to talk about is the Thunderbolts movie. Bit of a surprise there. And then a little bit of news this week. GTA 6 had a new trailer and a delay. So fun times there. And then just some other gaming stuff with EA as usual, some Destiny 2 news if that interests you. And then we usually kind of talk about what we've been up to. So if any of this interests you, there's usually time codes below so you can jump around to whatever is probably the most interesting thing to you. But anyways, I guess we're just going to jump right into what we've been up to for the week. So Sam, what have you been up to?
Valid. Okay. Mostly school stuff. I'm still a student for those of you who are listening. In college, but I have had some time. I finished my Last of Us 2 playthrough. Game's just as good as what it was the last time I played it. There were some cool like small other things I like noticed or at least felt like. I don't really want to spoil anything for the end of The Last of Us 2 just because the show's still coming out and some people might be watching the show, so I don't want to like spoil the way it ends. But I don't know, I thought a little bit differently about some characters. Nothing big, but I kind of understood certain characters' decisions a little bit more. So that was cool. But then since doing that, I've been playing some Oblivion, just keeping it up on that. Gonna
Goated.
play that game till I'm bored. And then, I mean, I did watch one movie this past week, and it was random. I saw that it was on Max. I watched Inception because it's been a while since I watched it, and I remember
Oh, that
not really
movie.
fully paying attention. I liked the movie too. I think I didn't understand maybe the rules of the world as well as what maybe other people do, which is why I kind of like don't think it's as goated as what everybody else does. That being said, I still liked it. It's just
It's
some
like
of the
one of
rules
my
felt a
it's
little
one of my
confusing to
favorite
me.
movies of all time. Maybe a
It,
basic bitch answer.
it's a really good movie. I just felt like the more I thought about the movie, the more confused I got, and maybe that's just because I'm an idiot. But I don't know. This is my opinion.
That's wrong.
Yes.
But yeah, I have not. Well, I shouldn't say I haven't been up to a lot. I have been not fully, but I've been playing a lot of the old Elder Scrolls games because I've been making
Yes.
a video. There, I'm trying to be fair with some older games because like I get, it was the 90s, very different time, but it makes it hard to play some games because they're so cursed to play. The controls in some of these, which I'll plug it, you can go to my YouTube and watch the full video where I'll break down each game, but it is rough. So that is literally taking up all my free time. I did go see Thunderbolts 3 times. So that is my other thing that I did.
Bro's just been watching Thunderbolts and playing Elder Scrolls games.
It's been a pretty good weekend for that part alone, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But I haven't like gotten like I try to play enough to where I like got, I would get into it and I'd be like, yeah, I'm done, until I hit that feeling. One game it was like 20 minutes in because it kept crashing and I kept uninstalling and I was like, I'm
That's
just
fair.
not going to screw with it anymore. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
valid.
much in the way of me other than I am excited to be done with it so I can go back to focusing Oblivion because that's like my main goal right now is I want to finish Oblivion.
Yeah, I want to hop back on the Minecraft server. Also, like eventually, I would like to play Expedition 33, which is probably something that like maybe we need to like talk about at some point because it's
Yeah,
supposed to be a
apparently
goated
it's
game.
pretty massive. I just won the budget into my free time. It's like, do I have time
Valid.
for another RPG? And I feel left out.
Yeah, and plus, I guess this is in the realm of things I've done over the past week, but I built my first PC, and I was thinking about getting Expedition 33, but getting it on the PC. But the PC's not in my apartment here at school; it's at home. I don't have much. Messed up situation, but the point is, I'm gonna wait a little bit until I purchase it because I want to get it on the PC.
Yeah, yeah, I want to get it, but it's gonna be that's a down the road. I'll get to it whenever I get to it. It might be a year from now, but we'll see.
Yeah. Plus, maybe Oblivion's just so goated that like perhaps it'll win Game of the Year over it anyways.
I don't think it will, just because
I
it's a
don't think it
remake.
will either.
But
Exactly.
but I've only heard good things. I'm excited to play it,
Mhm.
but it'll be a while. It might until be after GTA 6 comes out until I play it. We'll see.
True. And I guess unless there's something else that you like wanted to say
Nope.
that could kind of segue into
Yeah, we'll
news.
smooth segue here. We're gonna GTA 6 got a new trailer and also got delayed. So bit of a double-edged sword there.
Um, at the very least, we got something despite them taking it away. Like I thought that was nice. That like yes, they delayed it, but then they did also drop a trailer. So like
And it's
it's
also
not.
like the delay, it's almost nothing. Like I was expecting a November, December release anyways. So like it's just 5 more months.
Yeah, and I also like, and this is just me being pessimistic, and maybe Hogwarts Legacy ruined me, but like I refuse to believe that any game date will stick to its day until like we've reached like the 2 month or less
Yeah,
mark.
I
Honestly.
I could see them going to like October 26th. I'm hoping not, because with the delay, they didn't just release a trailer. They released so much like press kit, like you can screenshot story info. So
Hmm.
I'm really hoping they probably could have been ready in October or November maybe, but they really want to make sure that it's finished, like bug fixing. So I'm really just hoping that this is it and that we can play it, because next May will be pretty big for media. You're gonna have Avengers Doomsday, the first new Star Wars movie since Rise of Skywalker,
Hmm.
and GTA 6. So that'll be a pretty stacked month. At least if our podcast's still going, at least we're gonna have
True.
a busy month.
Dude, we're gonna have a busy summer in the future just because
Hmm.
what is it? There's like Mission Impossible, the
Yeah,
new Jurassic
so
Park movie,
we'll have
Fantastic Four, Superman.
yeah. So next week, I don't know of anything big, but the next week after that, Mission Impossible. The next week after that is Karate Kid. Then the next week after that is, I don't know if I want to see it. We'll see how I guess we're feeling, but the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake.
I mean,
I
if
yeah.
anything, we can. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say the trailer looks bad. I mean, it's just why
And
are we
then
making?
like moving into June, you got Death Stranding 2. You're gonna have 28 years later. And then moving into July, you have Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Four, new Destiny expansion, and then there's probably more. I think in August there's a movie called Weapons coming out. It's by Zach Krieger, who has made some excellent movies that I would like to cover, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, we'll have a stacked summer, weekly stuff to
Yes,
talk
which
about.
is nice.
But
But so I mean, thoughts on the GTA trailer though, Brighton? What'd you think?
I'm fine with the delay. I have my reasons. I think everybody is like, you know what? Take your time. Take your time.
The Gooners are especially happy. Like
They are.
I am 99% sure we have a Gooner friend, and he was very pleased with the GTA trailer.
He said they're focusing on all the right places, in which maybe they are. And apparently, there's no other source from this other than Rockstar, so take it with a grain of salt. Apparently, it got 475 million views in the first 24 hours, which would make it the biggest launch for a video of all time. Just any video, not even trailers, just videos in general.
It's wild
So,
that trailer 1 didn't get that.
well, it's because trailer 1 leaked. So,
True, that's a good point.
and then in this trailer, the first thing that they say is, he's like, Jason, what are you doing? He's like, I'm fixing some leaks. It's like, so I watched it. I didn't get like, not that I'm not excited for it, but I guess it's the feeling of seeing it for the first time. I had more of like a hell yeah out of trailer 1. Like I thought
That's
trailer 1
fair.
was paced better. This one though was just trying to show off more of the game, so it's fine. And then you did get a little snippets. There was a little parts where you could tell in the trailer where it was going to be gameplay. Like Jason walks into a house and the camera kind of like gets
Yeah,
into
shifts
that
back.
position, and it's like, It's like that. It's like you kind of got glimpses of gameplay in there, but you couldn't tell if it was full gameplay or not.
The most impressive thing is honestly like the attention to detail that they're doing, like literally like liquid physics and cutscenes,
There's bubbles.
bubbles, reflections, like all sorts of stuff like that. Like I don't know if that's going to be in like gameplay or if that's done just
Well,
in
the thing is with
cutscenes, but
GTA 4 and GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, they render all their cutscenes in game. Like it's not
oh,
they're
okay.
not they're none of their cutscenes are pre-rendered. That's why like you go to somebody, it's whatever time of day you're
hmm
talking to them. It's no cutscenes are pre-rendered in Rockstar. So what you're seeing is gameplay. It's just, cutscenes. So and then the other thing is this is all subject to change, but Rockstar did confirm that this entire trailer was captured on a base PS5. And if you download the trailer, the file's at 60 FPS. So right now we can assume because it's only coming to PS5 and Xbox because they're gonna pull the classic Rockstar. Everybody will buy it on console and then drop it on PC, and everybody will buy it on PC. So at
hmm
least we'll be able to play it at 60 FPS day one, hopefully.
Yeah, it does suck for I guess the PC people that they're not going to get it for like what is it like a year?
We don't know. I mean, it's
Okay.
GTA 5. It was a year, and Red Dead 2. It was a year, so we can assume.
Okay. I mean, like that being said, if you afford a PC, you probably can afford a console if you really
Probably,
want it.
I'm pretty sure that like what is it, GameFly? I'm pretty sure they do like console rentals now too. So you can probably when GTA 6 comes out, you can just rent yourself a console in GTA 6, and maybe that'll do it.
Gamefly, that is a name I have not heard in a while.
Dude, back whenever I was getting really into Switch games, the only place that was selling the Mario, it was like all the old Mario games, Mario 64, Sunshine and Galaxy. They were the only ones that were selling it for a not outrageous price. It was $60, which is fine for a Nintendo game because that's the cheapest it will ever get, or it was like $200 on eBay. So
Nice.
I did have to use GameFly for that. But yeah, I'm very excited for GTA 6. I do expect another delay just because it's
Yeah,
Rockstar.
I do think they're going to try really hard though to not push it to 27. I think they're perfectly fine with probably pushing it to like December at the latest, but like the turn of the year I think would be like something they're probably definitely trying to keep from
Yeah,
doing.
I'm really hoping that they're confident in this release date because before they didn't give one, and this one they did. So I'm hoping that means that they're like, this is we're good
Mhm.
now. So,
Hopefully. Plus the game does look like good. Like I don't know what all they have to, but
but also I'm like, I'm not hurting for it. If they need to take their time, by all means, take your time. I'll
for sure.
I'll hopefully still be alive. So, but yeah. Other big news: Xbox announced that Gears of War is going to be coming to PlayStation, which is pretty massive because now we have Forza and Gears. So the only one of the like three left is Halo that is not going to be on PlayStation.
Well, it sucks because the only one of those three that I've played well, I guess it doesn't suck because I've played it already, so I don't have to wait for it to transition over. But Halo's the only one that I have played. I probably need to play Gears of War. I probably
We
need to play
should play
Forza.
through Gears. We should play through the trilogy. It's pretty good.
Um, yeah, I probably should. I don't know. It it's just I don't know. The Gears of War, dude, I couldn't tell you what that game is even about, like or anything about
It's
those
about
games.
the
I just know they
Gears of
exist.
War,
Oh yeah,
dude.
clearly, clearly.
Now you'd
Yeah, I
like it. You'd like it. They're third person.
no, that's right. I was gonna ask like, is that the one with Snake in it? But that's Metal Gear Solid. I need to stop talking. People's gonna stop like,
Yeah, you're gonna spread misinformation
well,
again.
spread misinformation, and people's just gonna like be like, this guy doesn't know the difference between Gears of War and
Metal
Metal Gear
Gear.
Solid.
Yeah.
Bro doesn't know what he's talking about.
Like at least like with Metal Gear, it's like one of the most iconic gaming franchises of all time. And Sam hasn't
Yeah.
touched a single one.
You know, I can't. One cannot play everything. I do plan on playing it at some point, but I don't know. I don't know when it'll happen. It will probably happen eventually, though. At least I hope so.
And then in more Xbox news, Oblivion Remastered is the third best selling game of the year already and no marketing other than the one trailer.
They don't need to. They
No, they
have the
don't.
reputation. Like
That's
people know what Oblivion is.
the leaks were the marketing and it really spread like wildfire. I'm very excited to go back and play this.
Yeah. Plus, like every old head loves Oblivion, I'm sure. So like, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
we're old heads at this point. I don't know.
We probably are to the young generation.
I mean, I never played Oblivion prior to this, so maybe I'm not an old head. Maybe you are. Granted, you've been
Yeah,
having
I
like,
mean, it was like my first 360 game, so
yeah, but I don't know. I think it's great for Oblivion. I mean, it's a good game. it deserves to be, the third highest selling, I believe.
Yeah, third.
That being said, and maybe it's clear obscure, but like I said, I'm waiting for like the big like huge game of 2025. It probably is clear obscure, Expedition 33, whatever people
Yeah,
are calling it.
so far my big game is Kingdom Come, but
True, I haven't played that. Maybe I need to get
um
on it. I need to just get on it. I'm slacking this year.
love that game. And then obviously Death Stranding 2 is coming out later. I hope that if that keeps the same quality of the first one, it'll be my game of the year, at least I assume so
The
far.
trailers look so good for that game.
And then I guess in a little bit more somber news, Jeremy Renner said, did you see this the other day? He said
Yep.
Marvel
hmm
offered him half the salary for Hawkeye season 2. Half.
I'm willing to bet that the reason for that is that I guess Kate would be more so the main character there, but also that is a fuck you.
Yeah,
Like
he's
you're gonna
like,
bring
I'm
in
fine.
Hawkeye.
He's like, yeah.
Like it's one thing if Bro would like only show up as like one episode to like be a mentor figure and dip, but like if he was supposed to be there the whole show, like you're telling me Bro's not going to be a prominent character, like
Yeah.
he is Hawkeye.
And he said he was fine with making what he made on season 1,
hmm
because these series, they're longer than movies. They require more
Yeah,
out of you. And I feel like you probably don't get paid as much because it's a TV show and not a movie. So
yeah,
it's kind of a slap in the face. I wonder if he said it on like a public podcast to get people like mad about it. So that way Marvel will be like, okay, let's.
maybe. I mean, I will say this: like the vibe I got from the end of Hawkeye was that he was retiring, and like it's already a trope that Bro can't retire. Like I'm fine if he doesn't show up, so Bro is like actually retiring. Like I like
I
him and
just,
all, but
it's like one
like
of those things I can't imagine Doomsday or like Secret Wars going down and like Hawkeye just sits it out.
well,
It's like
Hawkeye will be there. It just might not be Jeremy Renner.
true, but it's like Iron Man and Cap. Like they had to get rid of them because in the future, like if they don't want to bring RDJ or Chris Evans back, there's no way these two are like not helping at all. So they just had to
Yeah,
get rid of them.
that's true. I mean, I think storyline wise, I guess is what I'm saying. It's fine that like Jeremy Renner retires, but at the same time, I would like to see him back. And the fact that he said no because Marvel's just screwing him over makes me a little upset.
Which apparently they're still moving forward with Haley Steinfeld only. So,
Hey, it's more time we get to look at her. I'm fine with that.
but then also like, is the new Avengers thing still happening, or like
Oh,
the young the young
the young Avenger.
Avengers?
Who
Yeah,
knows? I don't know. Marvel just be doing stuff. I don't.
they just throw things at the wall and they wait and see what
Well,
people like get excited for.
let's say we'll get into it, but I think the only things that like are set in stone for the future of the MCU is like the stuff that they put in place in the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
That
I think that's the only stuff that we can count on.
which I was reading, that was like the first post Marvel overhaul, I guess, whatever that means. I mean, you can tell that Thunderbolts had a different vibe, but we'll get there whenever we get there. But
Yeah,
I would like to see a Hawkeye post. I liked the first Hawkeye. I didn't
me
think it was a
too.
bad show, but I would like to see it post overhaul or whatever they're calling, because Daredevil was a step above all the other shows other than Loki. And then I would like to see that for Hawkeye, but I guess we're not going to get that.
Yeah, like it. I don't know where the like this is the moment. Maybe it is Daredevil, but like I am liking how we're getting rid of shovelware MCU of like, oh, we need an
Yeah,
MCU movie. Here's an MCU movie, and like not actual care is put into it. I feel like Daredevil. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like some of the stuff has been good. I'm not a post Infinity War or sorry post Infinity Saga hater. Okay, like I still enjoy like
I have
I would
enjoyed
say
like
most of the stuff.
80% of the
Yeah,
stuff that's come
but
out.
some of the 20% is just like, why the fuck is this getting made?
Hmm.
Honestly.
And I
So,
think one thing that Marvel really needs to do, they need to hone in on a storyline for the movies, and they need to hone in on a storyline for the TV shows. Like if Hawkeye's still a TV show, it's still set in New York. You can send it out around Kingpin, You can do
mhm,
another Jessica Jones. You can build a TV universe that if the TV people want to watch it, they can, and it doesn't feel like you're getting behind on the movies. Like I think that's the best way to do it, is keep them separate. And obviously, like if you want a Daredevil to hop in a Spider-Man movie, let him, but you know, keep the
Spider-Man ain't
overall
gonna
storyline.
Spider-Man ain't gonna hop into a TV show though, cuz Sony's like,
Sony's little bitches.
only in cartoon format. That you can see that.
Dude, I was reading about the rights to Kingpin the other day. So back whenever Fox had Daredevil, Sony couldn't use Kingpin in movies. But then whenever Fox, they didn't make a Daredevil project for so long, so the rights reverted to Marvel. Then the movie rights for Kingpin transitioned to Sony, and then the movie rights for Daredevil went to Marvel and all this. But the TV rights are kind of like in limbo. So they basically, I was reading, they anytime Marvel uses Kingpin in a TV show, they have to notify Sony of what their intentions are with Kingpin. It's so weird. Kingpin is like Spider-Man I can get, but Kingpin, since he shows up in Daredevil and Spider-Man, it's like he's in like a limbo where he's caught between two studios, because Vincent D'Onofrio said he straight up can't be in a movie.
Yeah, I don't. Why can't we all get along? Like, why is Sony gatekeeping Spider-Man, and then like, why is Universal gatekeeping Hulk? Like, it's
Which
fine.
I'll pat Sony on the back. At least we got Spider-Man in the movies, you know?
True.
Like,
Granted, like they need to be doing that because like clearly they can't make any
their
other
own shit
movies.
don't work. No,
Yeah,
it,
like
it does not work. Just let, I don't understand. They've only lost money on the Sony-averse or whatever the hell
yeah,
it's called. Just let Marvel make you money, you know?
just AFK. Just be
Just
like, sign the papers that says they can use Spider-Man and watch the cash flow.
Kevin Feige will make the movie and Sony just pays for it. That's the deal. That was the deal. And then they get to use Marvel. They get to use MCU characters. So if they wanted, they could bring Daredevil over and finally have a Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Kingpin movie. But we're not going to get that ever.
Yeah, you notice that? Like, Marvel's like, oh yeah, you want Doctor Strange for this Spider-Man movie? Take him, bro. Like, we don't
Take
care.
him.
You want
Yeah.
Daredevil? Have him too.
You
It's
want
like,
Iron Man? Take.
yeah, it's like, dude, like Marvel's chill. It's Sony that's just like, I don't get it. Maybe there's a business thing
dude.
here that I'm missing.
It
but
is.
It
It is.
what
Well,
is.
it's not as simple as like two guys just talking it
You know,
out.
and maybe it
It's a
should be.
boardroom.
Maybe it
simplify.
should be.
Simplify. Let Kevin Feige and whoever the hell is running Sony just talk it over.
Yo,
You know.
let's go to the Inception verse and let's plant a idea into the head of Sony's mind to forfeit the rights of Spider-Man over to Marvel.
Let's do that after Amazing Spider-Man 2, so that way
we'll go back in time.
We can still get a No Way Home situation, but
True.
since Marvel has complete control over it, it's not as choppy as it ended up being, and it's like an Infinity War level movie. Get the guy who did Thunderbolts to do that movie.
I'm not gonna rant. I'm just gonna say this. And y'all got to check out Brighton's letterbox. I mean, he likes the movie, but Brighton is a known, like, I would consider hater of No Way Home. I love them, but
I think I
Brighton's
still
like,
have it at like
overrated.
3.5, which is like a good movie to me. It's so awkward watching it at home, and like Andrew Garfield steps in frame, and then like
I don't think it's
there's
that
downtime.
bad. Like, I'm excited in my head. I think it's fine.
And the movie
Whatever.
before the Spider-Man like get together is just so like,
Dude, it is not so boring. The movie is fine before that, dude. Some of my favorite off topic. We're getting off topic. I could rant. We've had this conversation before. Let's say we've had this conversation. We've been having this conversation for 4 years. Like,
that movie is also a definition of we got hype moments in aura.
And I like those movies.
Clearly.
That's not a bad thing.
Anyways, and then moving on to something that you could probably give two shits about because you haven't ever played them. EA canceled Titanfall 3.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
Pissed off.
The game that everybody's been excited for except Sam, that no longer coming. That would have printed money. I don't understand, which I was reading apparently it was going to be an extraction shooter. I don't know why the market's leaning that way. I would have just preferred, another just single player campaign Titanfall with some multiplayer in it. That would have made money. I don't understand why we keep doing this to games. Where's Battlefront 3? Where's Titanfall 3?
Yes.
Where's Half-Life 3?
Dude,
where's Portal 3?
Where is Battlefront 3, bro? I need Battlefront 3. I showed up to the Battlefront 2 party way too late. Okay, it was like 2020, which was like
this Battlefront 2 was our COVID game. That was our COVID game.
I know. I need Battlefront 3. I don't know when we'll get it. If we'll get it, probably never. EA is not a trustworthy company to be like, hey, you're gonna put fans first. But
or just Marvel do it, or not Marvel, fucking Star Wars. Just get another company to do it, please.
Just make Battlefront 3. Just don't call it Battlefront 3. Even like I'm fine with that.
Call it something. Just make a multiplayer shooter that is pretty much Battlefront, and just let it go. It would make so much money. I don't understand. There's like certain things. It's like, why haven't they done this? Why haven't they done that?
Bloodborne
Bloodborne.
remaster.
Yeah. I'll talk about it every day of my entire life. It will get announced. I'm a firm believer that it's like that's probably like their PS6 launch title, and they're just waiting. They're
Well,
waiting to
wasn't
pull
it
the trigger.
Miyazaki has openly stated he's like, I'm down, but I have to get clearance from Sony.
It blows my mind. It's like I don't understand the thinking of it's like, oh, there's like free money here. Let's not do it.
I love how like someone noticed the gosh, I forget what is it? What are they called? Hunters or whatever?
Yeah.
Someone noticed the hunter in Astrobot, and people were like, "Yo,
They acknowledged it.
Bloodborne?
Well, they
Is
finally
this
like
are we paving the way?"
they finally didn't ignore its existence for 10 years. Because then the other thing, the disrespect. This was the 10-year anniversary. It came and went. I don't even think they posted about it.
Maybe someone at Sony just played Bloodborne, didn't like it, and is like,
Yeah.
"We're never making a second game."
And then FromSoft's like, we're going to go to Nintendo and we're going to make basically Bloodborne 2, and it's also going to be console exclusive. That game will get me to buy a Switch too. I'm not gonna buy it yet, but whenever that game comes out, I'll buy a Switch too.
Yeah,
so,
maybe, dude. Then I bet the prices will go down. I doubt it.
Yeah, and then in FromSoft news, Elden Ring might be getting a movie.
Awesome, I guess.
No news other than it's a movie. I don't think the story of the game would work. I think you could tell a movie in the universe, but the game story, no way.
I don't know enough about the game story, to be honest.
Sam played the game, has no idea what happened in the story.
Dude, I okay. Pause. I at least like listen to the fucking dialogue and try and like understand what the game gives me at face level. But then we got another friend. This is the Gooner friend. He's like, honestly, like there really isn't story in these games. And then we were watching him play one time, and he was like talking to an NPC, and it was just like, hey, on your way. And he's just like,
no wonder he doesn't know the story. No wonder.
I mean, like, to be fair, I don't really know the story either, but at least I gave it a shot. Like,
tried to understand like the dialogue, what you're doing. And then he's like, dude, I don't know where to go. It's like, you didn't listen to the guy tell you where to go, did you?
Dude, honestly, I fully respect people like that, NPCs who like don't reiterate it when you go back and talk to them either. They're just like, what are you doing? Go on your way. It's just like stuff like that. Like, yeah, screw the person over for not actually reading it.
It blows my mind the way he plays that game, but he plays the game in a very interesting way. Yeah.
I mean, I'm down for the movie though if it's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
as long as it's good. It's A24 and they're making the Death Stranding movie, so I'm hoping that like they lock in and be like the game movie studio that respects it and doesn't whip out like a Minecraft movie.
I mean,
this is
Minecraft
a boss fight.
Movie, yeah, I don't think the Minecraft movie like is trying to like respect the game or anything. Like, it's just they knew their target audience and they catered it heavily to those kids.
Yeah, it's gonna make $1 billion. So I guess you're right. I'm more of like I prefer the art of it rather than like the money aspect. Like a movie could not make money.
You don't go to a Minecraft
shits.
Yeah, you don't go to a Minecraft movie expecting like absolute cinema. Like, you go to a Minecraft movie.
Those kids next to us did. We got done with the movie, and this kid next to us was like, absolute cinema.
Yes, but I think he was joking. He knew he was joking. Like, everyone in that movie theater knew exactly what the movie was, but they didn't care. And I mean, I can respect that.
I cared. I cared. But yeah, and then moving on to some personal news that nobody else gave a shit about. Destiny 2 announced its next 2 expansions.
I mean, if we're being real, I just play Destiny when you tell me that like we're gonna make some like content on it. So I like the game, but like to say I freaked out about this. I mean, it was a Star Wars like expansion or something.
What did you think that like it's not it is a crossover with Star Wars. Okay, so I should preface this. Destiny is doing like it's a Star Wars expansion, but it is still set within the Destiny universe. It's still canon, but they're not like multiversing with Star Wars. It is simply they officially, because like on the trailer you see Lucasfilm, they're like officially getting the rights to just get the aesthetic of Star Wars. Like they can use a lightsaber, but like I don't know if it'll be called lightsabers. It could just be called something else, but like it has a sound and it has the look. So it'll be very interesting to see.
I mean, I'm fine with that because if you tried to cross over without doing multiversal stuff, it just really wouldn't make sense. And I also don't know how multiversal stuff will work. Like, it doesn't exist in, I don't think, either universes.
Destiny, it could work just because there's a lot of magic, but I think it
True, and they
multiverse
had a Fortnite
keep it
crossover.
keep it out of. Yeah, but that was cosmetic. Like cosmetics are
Oh,
one
okay.
thing, but like this is a full like this is gonna have a campaign and all
Oh,
this other stuff and like
oh yeah.
yeah. But Destiny is a universe where all the Star Wars stuff could still fit because it's still
True,
space magic, which is
but
what Star Wars is. So
Star Wars happened in a galaxy or like a long time ago. So, but Destiny is in the future.
maybe some guy in the Destiny universe found Star Wars movies and he's like, I'm gonna make all that, you know?
Valid. I mean, that's fair. If you have the technology, go for it.
If you do, yeah. And then they're doing other things, which is very important, like trying to simplify the game. Like, so they have like a whole new menu, and I sent it to you, Sam. What do you think, as somebody who plays Destiny and never knows what the fuck to do?
Yeah,
What
as
do you
someone
think
who
about
hops
the
on
menu?
Destiny and has to still ask, how do I join? Let me look it up again
Because this
because
man, every time we play Destiny, he says I should play this game more often.
yes,
But I
like I think
get
the
why
game
he
is great.
doesn't. I get why he doesn't because it's such a hard game to get into. And
You
they're
have the
trying to
edge of
work into making the game simpler, which is definitely something that the game really needs because it's a good game whenever it's not being shitty.
like. I think this is better. I still like. I mean, like it's fine. It's still got the like Hulu menu type thing that like COD has. It's not nearly as bad. It's not nearly as bad because I'm sure when you click on one of these things, it doesn't go straight to another Hulu menu. It goes to whatever you're
Yeah.
going for. But I don't know. Like I'm fine with just like the lists personally, but like
That's like
it's
just
fine.
they're apparently still keeping the planets. I think it's just on a different things. If you never played Destiny before, the way you select game modes is you look at a map of the solar system. So then you have to go find the game mode on like whatever planet you want. Whereas this new menu, it's just like you want to do something by yourself. Here's solo. Here's a squad. Here's a harder thing, and then here's like PvP. And I think that should be simple enough that I'm hoping that this will do it. This will because I don't know what else to do. The menu I think is the hardest thing. I think that people need because like we have another friend who doesn't play Destiny. He just plays it sometimes with us. He also does not know where to go on the map. Anytime we tell him, it's like, yeah, you have to go here, 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 and then he'll forget by the next time we play. So I'm hoping that this gets it because I don't know what
Yeah,
else they could do.
and then plus like a live service game like Destiny that isn't just like pure multiplayer that like does have a story and just has so much to it. Like it's easy to be overwhelmed and also have no idea where to start just because
And
there's so much.
another thing they're doing is the cost. The cost to enter the game is usually pretty. I don't defend it. It's pretty astounding. Like, yes, you can buy the expansions. They used to be $50, and then you get that for the year. But they also do seasonal content. And to unlock, like each season, they had like a game mode and a story. But to unlock that, you had to buy the season pass. So that's another $15 per season. So per year, that's adding up to you're spending $100 per year, and then that seasonal content goes away at the end of the year because it's seasonal content. And then they also have dungeons, but to get into the dungeons, you have to buy the dungeon keys. And it was getting like, if they didn't have the big bundle, which is definitely what they were trying to steer you towards, I wouldn't have kept up with the game. But now they're simplifying the price. All the seasonal stuff's going to be free, like it should have been. They're going to do yearly major updates that are never going to leave the game. They're just going to introduce modes. And then they're going to do 2 expansions a year, and each of them are going to be $40. They're not going to do dungeon keys anymore. So I think $80 per year, you get 2 expansions now, and everything else is free. Thumbs up from me. I think that is a way better price model, and it's not as like because like then if you still want to be a free to play player, you're still getting stuff per
Yeah, instead of it just being like, oh, you can download the game for free, but if you want to
yeah
actually do something, you have to fork over your credit
yeah.
card.
'Cause it was always memed. It's like it's a free to try game. Like there's things you can do.
You can do the opening level.
Yeah, you can do like some things, but I'm hoping this. I like the campaigns, but in between expansions, I am not a fan of the game.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's kind of how it goes for you usually. You like no life the game whenever it like the expansion comes
I
out.
hardcore send the all I do all the expansion stuff because when the game's fun, it's my favorite FPS. I still think it is my favorite FPS just in general because it's has the best gameplay for me, but the monetization is always a big factor for me not wanting to continue because I don't play every season because I don't want to spend that much money. So,
Yeah, I get that. That being said, like Destiny 2 players, like That's like the only game they play for the
That's
most
something
part.
people that they need to realize. Like, this doesn't have to be the only thing you play. You know, like there is other games. Like Bungie realistically cannot output content for you to play every single day. That is just an unrealistic standard for developers because you can play it faster than they can make it. So
People that know life for like a week being like, why don't they add stuff to the game? It's like, dude, they added
you
a
played it
100 hours
all
worth of content.
and you did it all. So yeah. But I think that's it for the news. I don't think there was anything else.
Nothing that like I remember really coming up. The GTA thing was really the biggest thing
The
that I
GTA
noticed in
was
the
the big
past week.
thing. So
And I mean, there is other news, but like that's kind of related to Thunderbolts.
yeah. So I guess we'll move on to the Thunderbolts asterisks now.
And I guess we should have mentioned it earlier, but I think we definitely will have like almost a in credit scenes discussion because of like what happened there in the spoiler,
Yeah.
obviously, because I feel like
We
that
usually
definitely leads
do
on like the
yeah.
future of the MCU.
We usually do non-spoiler and then a non-spoiler review and then we just kind of talk about the spoilers afterwards. So
Yeah.
there's time codes, so if you don't want to miss or if you don't want to hear the spoiler talk, we'll preface it before we just dive in. So you're safe for now.
Yeah. So let's Brighton, you're the one who saw it 3 times.
Okay.
What thoughts on the movie?
Amazing. I think this is people have been saying that it's the best movie since Endgame, and I liked Guardians 3 better, but dare I say, and this could be recency bias, it almost is. I would say it probably is. I almost like this movie better than Endgame. I would say they're at least on the same tier for me. Like if I was going to tier list the MCU, these two would be on the same tier.
I can understand that because Endgame like relies heavily on it being the last movie of the Infinity Saga and everybody coming together, whereas literally this movie's just like you could have never watched an MCU movie, and I feel like watch this movie and understand that it's good.
And you could feel something for all of these characters
Definitely,
cuz
100%.
I like one thing I really like about this movie is it's a very grounded movie. Like there's not a lot of action in it. There's not really a big final fight. It's just kind of all about the characters, which is something that's really nice to focus on for once in a Marvel movie that isn't just we're moving from action scene to action scene for the sake of it or joke to joke. This movie doesn't really do they have the MCU jokes in there like here and there, but they never undercut anything like serious going on.
No. And also, like, the emphasis on not using CGI, I think, was also fantastic. Shout out John Walker having and Red Guardian for having an actual helmet.
Mhm.
I think Ghost did too.
Yeah,
I think
hers
I
did
think
the
everybody who had a helmet had a legit helmet.
Ghost still did the like the it would like disappear, but it wasn't nanotech. It would like fold back, so it
Yeah.
looked better than just disappearing. You know,
hmm
which I mean, it still did, but it there was a little bit more animation to it rather than it just magically fading
Instead
away.
of the fade PowerPoint presentation,
Mm-hmm.
a transition.
Yeah,
That's only Star Wars is allowed to do that.
yeah, and then the villain,
One of the
awesome.
best in the MCU.
One of the best because it does something, and we'll talk about it in spoilers. It does something that is different for the MCU in a very good way. It's a way more character driven villain. It's
Yeah.
honestly like this movie is purely character driven because most of the scenes are just the people talking, and most of the jokes are just they're funny because the characters themselves. It's not like they're quipping or making jokes. It's just the way they are. Their personality is what's funny.
Yeah. Like and I like how they took everything. Like I think everybody in this movie like came from good projects in the past. Like I thought Ant-Man 2 was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought Falcon Winter Soldier was good. And then Black Widow's the other one. And though I don't like the Black Widow movie, I think it had a lot of potential, and I think they capitalized on all of that potential in this movie. Like they took every possible good thing about the Black Widow movie and ran with that in this movie, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, it's like you said, I don't think anything these people came from was necessarily bad. It just wasn't like the greatest the MCU had to offer. And then it's nice to see them all basically just get thrown into like a goated MCU movie. And
hmm
it's just kind of like I was expecting this to be good, but I was not expecting it to be like S tier Marvel, which is what it ended up being for me.
You know, and I think I've said this before, you can almost tell in Marvel movies with like the trailers and stuff if the movie's going to be good or not. Like you watch the trailer for Guardians 3, you knew it was going to be good. You watch the trailer for, Captain America, though I liked that movie, Brave New World, it's kind of like
It had a different vibe.
this could
Yeah.
suck. Like, and I think, like, I don't know. I've always said it's like, I think it's because of the care that's put into the movies. Meaning, like, this movie was not made because, oh, we needed a Thunderbolts movie. It's made because they were like, let's make a Thunderbolts movie and let's make
It's
it
a
good.
fun idea, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like get all these side characters from previous movies and let them be main characters for once and like be in a team. And it's a great idea. I love team up movies.
And what's really cool about it, and they explore it in the movie as well, is the fact that like none of these guys, like all of them are pretty much like classic anti-hero, but like what's even better is if you watch the previous stuff that they're in, almost all of them like tried to be good guys. They just kind of became outcasts because of the unfortunate situations that they got put in. Like Ghost, for example, she was a good person, but then had a really crappy thing happen to her with a like experiment or whatever, and then I mean, she did go for vengeance. Like that's not great, but like in
You
overall
get it.
intention's
You
good.
get it. Yeah.
And maybe I'm just outlining the plot of an anti-hero, and every time like anti-heroes work, but still like John Walker just wanted to be a good Captain America. He just took the serum because he felt like he had to, and that amplified some negative emotions.
Yeah. And yeah, he did he decapitate a dude with a shield? Yeah. But like we can move past it, right?
Yes.
But yeah,
uh
it's like you gotta imagine people shit on him, but it's like imagine the pressure of being like you're Captain America now, you know?
and that's what's crazy. Like, I think, and this isn't really a spoiler. Like, you can tell with just all the posters and stuff that, like, the main character, if you want to say there is one, is definitely Elena.
It's Yelena, yeah.
But John Walker, the amount of posts I've seen about John Walker, I guess from people going back to Falcon and the Winter Soldier and watching that, like the amount of praise that that character is getting, I think is well deserved. Because I thought he was like the best character in, like,
He
best
was
written
definitely the
character
best
in
part
Falcon
out
and
of
the Winter
Falcon
Soldier.
and Winter Soldier because he had a very clear arc in that show, and they carry it through in this movie. And I'm very excited for like his future in Marvel movies.
Because I mean, like, really, all he is just the more brutal Captain America, and like, I don't know. I mean, Captain America doesn't have a no kill rule, so like, it's kind of just bro isn't as cool of a
Bro's
guy.
willing to do shady shit, and that's like for him, it's fine. Whereas like
Yeah.
Captain America, even though he kills people, I don't think he would just like outright murder somebody. Whereas like John Walker probably would.
Yeah, and that's no spoilers, obviously, but that is shown very, very directly in a scene where there's like, John, stop.
Yeah,
It's like, no.
but
Yeah,
and
sorry.
one thing, Bucky got a little less screen time than I was thinking he would. Not that he wasn't in the movie like at all, but he was like from the trailers and posters, I was expecting him and Yelena to more to have like a co-lead role, whereas like
Hmm.
Yelena is definitely the lead, and like everybody else is just not in a bad way. It's kind of in like a Guardians one, like Star Lord's like the
Hmm.
main character, and everybody else kind of fills in.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Like, it's like like, because it's different, right? Like, I wouldn't like Star Lord. You can still tell is like the leader. I don't even know if like Yelena's like the leader. It's
You'll
just
no
the
like
focus of the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
which is good because I think she has the most redeeming qualities out of all of these people, because like unlike everyone else, she has been a bad guy not because of any like conscious decisions. She's been a bad person purely because her like mind was controlled for like most of her life. So like she's kind of just been screwed based off that. So like that's her whole struggle. It's like she wants to be a good person, but like she is no position in life to where like she can get the hero role.
Yeah, and I think after this movie, for sure, I definitely like her character better than Natasha, like OG Black Widow.
And that's because she's gotten more, and I think it comes with the time. I think if I mean, I hope to think this, like, Black Widow was introduced at a time where like female superheroes had to be like also sexualized, I feel like. So that had to be a huge part of her character, whereas we could have thrown in like actual character development. Instead they were like, haha,
Yeah, it's
she's
like
hot,
by the time
it's
Black
good.
Widow got that, she died.
Yeah.
So
So it's good to see the like replacement of Black Widow, Yelena, actually getting like pretty good story.
Yeah, because like Endgame was really the only time out of like Natasha's Winter Soldier too. So Winter Soldier and Endgame are like the only two movies where I felt like she had a very clear character and she wasn't
Hmm.
just there. Well, somewhat in Age of Ultron, but that still has the Joss Whedon jokes like Bruce will fall into her chest, and it's like, yep.
Yeah.
So, but then like she gets some more stuff, but
Plus, we need to keep making Florence Pugh in movies that are good, because Florence Pugh is like a very up and coming actress, I guess I should say, and I think she's one of the really good like younger ones coming up through. So we need
yeah,
to keep her.
she
We need to hold on to her.
keep her in some Marvel stuff because she has been like Black Widow. I'm not really a fan of that movie, but I liked her in
Yeah.
every scene. She was great in that movie, and especially was the last time we seen her Hawkeye.
Yep.
Damn,
Hawkeye.
it does not feel like it's been that long since we've seen her, but that's yeah, that is right. But she was great in that too.
Hmm. And it was really good to see the emotion of a lot of these characters, to just kind of like go and see what they're going through, like instead of like, it's a classic case in this movie of showing, not telling. Like, you don't hear a monologue of a character being like, oh, these past few years have been rough, I've been doing this and this, and like there are times where they do kind of say that, but it's more so like you can tell that these characters just like through, like, they just feel sad, you know what I mean, like
There's a
they
part, yeah, there's a part for me where Yelena and John just kind of look at each other and they do not say a word, but it's like you can just tell like what they're thinking. And there's a lot of stuff in the movie, but there was a standout scene for me with that.
Mhm.
And that's how a lot of the movie is like they can go a long way with the acting itself rather than just being like, this is what I'm feeling.
Yeah, and then like that honestly plays to its strengths when they do the telling that they do, because it's telling in an emotional sense, like it's having their like emotions like kind of burst out of them type moments. You know what I mean?
In a way that like these people would. It's very well written movie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Was there anything else you wanted to say about it for their like
No, I mean,
non-spoiler review?
I could go on and on about how good it is, but I want to talk about why it's so
Yeah.
good.
I will say, if you want to see this movie, this is probably really late to say this, but definitely stay off the internet and watch it as soon as you can, because
Dude,
like
I've already
obviously
seen
Marvel.
every scene on like TikTok.
Yeah. Well,
They're
that,
all
and
out
then
there.
like with, Marvel has been very open with what the asterisk means at this point. So like try, if you haven't gotten certain stuff spoiled already, try and dodge it, but like definitely see this movie as soon as you can. Like it's worth, if you don't go, even if you don't go on a half price day where it's like $15, it's still worth it. Like if you're a fan of the MCU and you want to see the MCU back, you got to watch this movie.
Yeah, I'm very certain if you're listening to this, you probably know what the asterisks mean by now. Not because some idiot posted it, but because Marvel themselves is like, "Hey, we're just going to do this now."
Yeah.
Which interesting marketing strategy. I
It's probably
have
going to work.
it will probably work. There'll probably be some like casuals who only go to see those movies and are like, "Hey, I didn't know a new one of these was out."
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to spoilers now. And 3, 2, 1, we'll do title reveal. It's actually called The New Avengers.
Yo, what? That
Yo,
was wild. I loved
that
that.
it was actually like kind of. Me and Dad were talking about it before, and I was like, I feel like it's like a placeholder name. I didn't know they would be like the New Avengers. I thought maybe like the post credits or something would be like Sam going to recruit them for his Avengers or something, like after seeing them save New York or something. Because like, who else does he have other than New Falcon?
I don't know.
Because I guess we'll talk about post credit scene first. It's been 14 months after Thunderbolts, which is a few months after Captain America, because they do reference events from Captain America in the movie. And they say if Sam makes a team, is he the Avengers and we're the Avengers with the Z or whatever. So it's like it's been over a year and Sam still hasn't made a team.
Yeah, like, but to be fair, like, I mean, there's no direct. I mean, prior to the ending of the post-credit scene, there's no direct need for like a team, but like. So like maybe that's why. Also like maybe bro, maybe people don't like Sam Wilson as Captain America. I don't know. Like I
No,
don't
but
know
then they
why.
say like in the like John Walker's like, well, seeing from the memes I've been reading online, people don't want us to be the Avengers. Like they want Captain America to be the Avengers. So like I don't know. It's gonna be weird going into an Avengers movie because that post credit scene is from Doomsday.
Hmm.
So there is a new Avengers team, but there is not a Avengers team in the Avengers movie, which is fine. I'm fine with these people being the Avengers.
Yeah, I'm fine with them being the Avengers, like asterisk almost. Like I don't think they should be our like quote unquote main Avengers, but like if they want to still stick to like the new Avengers title, something that's like clearly like we want this to be a team of people. I stand by that. I don't know how we'd get a sequel to this movie, but I'm down for it.
I think they will, just because this has been a very popular and profitable movie, that this will almost certainly get a trilogy.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I am fine. I want more of these. I want this quality, this style of movie with these characters is what I want. Because if I know it's not the real Avengers, quote unquote, but it's nice to have a small scale team up movie that
Hmm.
like it did remind me of Avengers because you're seeing these people from different projects finally like meet up, and it's just cool to see the way they interact.
Yeah. I I guess to dig into more spoilers, the best thing I liked about this movie was kind of just the way they addressed mental health. Like I thought that was done in an amazing way. And to
Yeah.
see the emotion of like these characters talking through their issues, like because what's crazy is like what's awesome about this movie is that they're not like the villain really isn't like Sentry. It's more so just like depression. Like the problems these characters are running into isn't ooh, New York is in trouble, we have to go save it. Like obviously that is an issue, but the bigger problems that these characters are having are the ones that like all of us as an audience can relate in the fact of like I feel lonely. I feel like I don't have a purpose. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm going nowhere. Stuff like this. Stuff that like literally anyone from like age like 16 and up can understand or has like gone through before.
Yeah, it's a very relatable movie, and it's probably why I liked it so much compared to like other ones because there's no real big final fight. It's just they just help Bob. You know, all they do is
Bob's
they
the
tell
goat.
him, all they do is they tell him they're there for him, like he's not alone, and that's enough to you know
Like
overcome the void.
and it was like it was so sad like watching Bob like whenever they found him in like the void or whatever and he's like I want to stop it but it's just so hard when the darkness takes over and I'm just like that's sad. You know, like when someone like clearly just really wants to be happy but just physically can't see any way for them to be happy, you know. Which like also like is kind of sad cuz I don't know how Sentry's powers work. Like does Bro have to become depressed for his powers to work?
I think it's like, which this may be a movie thing. I'm not like super familiar with Sentry from the comics, but I think it's their way of nerfing him for Doomsday is like he can't be the Sentry without unleashing the void, and I that'll probably tie into Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like some people think he's gonna be like the Thor of Infinity War, where it's like in Infinity War, Thor is way too powerful. We need to get him out of the movie until like the
Yeah.
end of it. You know, it's like Thor, he goes on this whole different side quest in Infinity War, and it's definitely there just to keep him away because he could end the fight like almost instantly, like he does at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think they're probably going to use Sentry in a similar way. And like people think that his void will become, which you haven't read Secret Wars, but in Secret Wars, all the heroes get put onto Battle World and they fight each other. So people think at the end of this movie, at the end of Doomsday, Doom will use the void as like a battle world. Like Sentry will come in and try and like last minute save the day, and it just might not be enough
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool.
because he's way too powerful. He could solo anybody in the MCU at this point
Yeah. Bro just has to become depressed.
because you can't even hit him. Like they were showing like the scene, like Red Guardian was trying to like stab him, and it was just there's like a force field around him. You know?
Bro's got you haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen, but Bro is using infinity, which is what a character's power is, and it just essentially makes it to where like the closer you get to him, the hard like slower your hand moves to where like essentially you'll never touch it.
Yeah, it just gets so close, it just stops time basically. Yeah.
But yeah, to get back to like other spoiler related stuff that I really liked about the movie was like I think my favorite scene in the entire movie. There's two. One is like where they're all working together to save New York. That's awesome. Like they all lift up the piece of pavement, and you know Yelena and Ghost, who both aren't super soldiers, are probably doing next to nothing of the work to lifting that. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, I loved the Yelena and Red Guardian scene of when Yelena was just like kind of not really lashing out, but just like letting her feelings be known to not only us, the audience, but to Red Guardian. I thought that scene was,
Excellent scene,
amazing.
excellent, because it's just nice to like. It was a very like sad scene in a way that it's sad in and of itself, not because like a character dies, but because I think a lot of people can relate to a feeling like that, where it's like she doesn't know what she's doing, and she didn't feel like she was like a burden almost to like everybody, and she didn't like that.
Yeah, and it's also like super relatable, at least for me. Like Red Guardian, and like this also speaks to his character too. Like bro didn't like say some like Captain America anime character goaded line speech or whatever, right? Like he just said like what any dad who doesn't know how to like talk no jutsu at all. Like he's just like I don't know what to say, but I'm here and I'm trying to help. And like that was super relatable. And honestly, like it's cool because that's all you need to hear in that situation, right? Is that there is someone there who gives a shit about you and,
Yeah,
is, willing to help you. Plus, like, Red Guardian and Yelena were the best two characters in Black Widow. And to like take the like first 15 minutes of Black Widow and to like expand more upon that and like how the cool moments that they had there whenever they were like whenever Yelena was a kid still transcends to like her now is really nice to see.
yeah, and then also Rip Taskmaster,
Yeah, fine. I'm so
who
fine with
yeah,
that. Dude,
I don't know like personally any Taskmaster fans. Is it kind of a
well, if they are,
waste?
it's a Taskmaster fan from the comics.
See, the thing is, I was reading their idea with it was they wanted to kill somebody off so that way you would think like, oh, anything can happen. But they also 2 months ago revealed the Doomsday cast, and everybody from this movie is in it
Yeah,
except Taskmaster. So kind of ruined the whole thing because I would have maybe liked to see her on the team a little bit more. Like I thought
that's
she could have
fair.
added a dynamic, and also it would have added a move set and a power system, which I'm not opposed to. Like people were making fun of the movie. It's like, oh, it's all super soldiers, but like because you have super soldiers and Ghost,
And
and
Yelena.
yeah, and it's like Taskmaster would have added a like a different spin. Like yes, she's still strong, but she can, if you do the mimic moves in like a cool way, it can be really cool. Like just seeing her pull out Captain America moves and Hawkeye moves and all this other stuff. So, but I would not. I have a few complaints about the movie, but I do think wasting a character for shock value is not something that I would personally like, and I think that's
Yeah.
what they did. Not that I'm a big Taskmaster fan. Like I felt nothing. I just felt
Same.
like it was a big waste, especially if like they're trying to do like, oh, anything can happen, then don't reveal that all the Thunderbolts are in
Yeah.
the next movie. Like
It's kind of like in Endgame, like you didn't know how everyone was going to come back, but then they also dropped the Far From Home trailer before Endgame came out, so it's like,
yeah.
okay, so Spider-Man's alive.
Cuz yeah, it's like whenever you watched Infinity War for the first time, it's like obviously this isn't permanent because all these people just had very successful movies and it was just the first one. So like it's like they aren't just going to bring Black Panther in just to kill him immediately, or like Spider-Man. So it is almost in a sense, but I think where the snap worked effectively for the narrative, I don't think killing Taskmaster was needed at all.
No, and honestly, like a literal shot to the face for the Taskmaster actress, like literally everybody else is clearly moving on to bigger and better things in the MCU,
Avengers.
and she just is like, "Hey, you're nice."
I'm dead. And it's like they're still putting her in the posters. Like they've already revealed that like the new Avengers is
Yeah,
the title of the movie, but they're still putting Taskmaster in the posters. Like she's like a new Avenger. She's not.
no.
She's burnt to a crisp in a vault, dude.
This is just something funny. Uh, when me and Brighton were watching this movie, we watched it with another one of our friends. And like towards the end of the movie, he whispers to us, he's like, "Yo, where's Taskmaster?" It's like she died like in the first 10 minutes, bro.
It's like that
Like
was Taskmaster. He didn't know. He didn't
yes.
know.
Which
Because
like
like
don't get
he
me
hasn't
wrong.
seen Black Widow, so and
Yeah.
he was under the assumption that Taskmaster was going to be a guy, I think, and
Yeah.
then he thought Yelena was Taskmaster.
Bro is not like a diehard MCU fan, so like we can give him a
He is as
pass.
casual as I think you can come.
But
You
he
know,
enjoyed the movie, so that was good.
he did. He gave it a 4.5 on Letterbox. So
Real ones gave it a 5, but I don't know. I
is it a
cool.
perfect movie? No. so I will
Yes.
not give it a
I
5.
don't know if it is. I just give it a 5 because 5 I like a movie. Um but yeah, as far as like any more spoilers for the movie, like Bob is really great, you know, to see like what he goes through, which this isn't, I guess maybe this isn't a spoiler, but like to just see him be an average guy. He's just, you know, he's just a dude, but
He's just there. Yeah, he's just along for the ride.
but then we find out that he's actually a very unstable bipolar person that like used to be a drug addict and has kind of gone through like a lot like personally as far as like mental health issues, and then they give him the power of a god pretty much, like lowercase g, but still like it's
Yeah.
funny, but then it's also like kind of terrifying, so like in that aspect it's really good. But to see that like deep down he is really just a person and he just wants to be loved is, you know, it's super cool. That's all this movie's about, is just lonely people finding friends.
Yeah. It's a very Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
With like, well, no, I was gonna say with higher stakes, but like Ronan was gonna destroy all of Xandar, so like that's pretty
It's
high
pretty
stakes
pretty
too.
similar. I would say pretty similar stakes because it's either you all die or you get stuck in an endless shame cycle. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting. I do think I read something and I could definitely see them doing it. Somebody thinks that they're gonna use that like Bob touching people and we're gonna like Doom's gonna touch him and then we're gonna get some sad backstory for Doom that'll make you be like, you know what? He's not
He's not
that
that bad of a guy. Yeah.
bad. So I could definitely see that. And then also talk about Marvel spoiling shit. The credits. So I
Yeah.
had seen this movie before Sam. So I saved Sam from this. But in the musical parts of the credits, and obviously in the post credit scene, the Fantastic Four ship appears and the theme plays. But before the scene appears, they put in the credits the Fantastic Four theme. And I was sitting there with, I like just glance at the credits and I look and I said Fantastic Four theme. I was like, they didn't play and I realized that we still had a post credit scene to go, and I was like, "Yep, Fantastic Four are gonna show up." And this also, I don't know, like it's hyped to see them, but now it's like I feel like my thoughts of the Fantastic Four movie that they might lose are probably maybe true. That maybe Galactus does eat their world and they have to bounce over.
I heard one theory, and I don't think it's correct. Like they were like, you know, we all think it's the Fantastic Four, but what if it's Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four ship? And I'm like, that's possible. But
It could be.
like, if we're then my thing is like, okay, how are we getting, you know, the Fantastic Four to our world then? Like, that's assuming like I don't know, like how is Doctor Doom getting their ship? Like it could be, right?
And
I
one
just I
thing
like to
I
think of it better with your
yeah,
theory that you had, which was that
yeah,
they lost and they're kind to like warn our universe that we're next
yeah.
or whatever.
Like I definitely think RDJ is 1,000,000% in Fantastic Four. I think I'm really hoping that he'll have a bigger role in Fantastic Four and they're just keeping it entirely a secret. Like
Well,
introduce us to Doctor Doom before his movie.
I don't know. Like, see, I don't know enough about Doctor Doom. Like, because I know if you always said that if you're gonna do a Fantastic Four origin story, which they're not doing, but if they were to, you can't do it without Doctor Doom. So I'm like, if he's in this movie, he doesn't appear to be the main villain. The
He's
main
really
villain
he's
seems to be
like their
Galactus.
Loki. Like it's you the Fantastic Four doesn't feel complete without Doctor Doom. So you really just need him. He doesn't have to be the villain, but he needs to have a presence in the story, I think.
And then I have no clue if they're gonna like acknowledge that bro looks like Tony Stark like at all.
I
Like,
think they will once they bounce over into our universe. I think it'll be like for Spider-Man, for like his friends. Yeah. It's like I think the only one who might like they might make a joke about it or something, and I think Spider-Man might actually have like a emotional reaction to it, whereas everybody else might just be a little bit more him and maybe Hulk. I'm trying to think who else is left that
yeah,
was close to
Rhodey
yeah,
if he's in
Rhodey.
the movie.
True.
But like, I don't know if
Was
they're gonna
Don
like
Cheadle
explain
announced?
it.
I don't think Don Cheadle
I
was announced, but
I don't know.
they said that was the first row. I assume he will be. So
Yeah, like I said, I don't know because I feel like it almost needs to be explained why bro looks exactly like him. Like they could just be like whatever, like it's just recast or not recast, but like just he's a new character. But I wonder if they'll explain like, oh, this is like a variant of Tony Stark or whatever. I don't.
yeah, it'll be. I'm curious. Fantastic Four is a very exciting movie for me, just because it's also in a new universe. And hopefully a good new universe. One we'll probably only see for one movie, because the
The
Fantastic Four are definitely coming to like the main MCU after this.
Yeah, I I think it's good. Like, it looks cool. Like, it's definitely a different MCU movie. Like, we will not have seen an MCU movie like this
That's why you
at
get the
all.
guy who did WandaVision. Thank you.
Mhm.
It was gonna be the guy who did the Homecoming trilogy originally,
Yeah,
and
I
that just
like.
wouldn't. They're very bland movies, and I don't think this movie is going to be. This movie looks like it has a lot of sauce. You know,
Yes. No, I wouldn't. The biggest problem with the Homecoming trilogy is until No Way Home, like there was really no sauce. Like there was no like Spider-Man sauce.
they just felt like movies. I don't know how to explain it. It's you
They're
know what we
good.
mean. You know what we mean. It's just like they feel like nothing burgers. Like it's like they're there and like they're enjoyable, but there's nothing on it. You know, like there's nothing that gives it like an identity. Whereas like Fantastic Four, you can tell like
Mhm.
there's a style.
Thunderbolts had a
Thunderbolts
style that was
had a
good.
style. Yeah.
The real question, because I think we're kind of done with our like spoiler review, unless there's some other stuff you wanted to say.
No, I think I'm pretty much done with Thunderbolts until we end the recording. I'm like, ah,
Yeah, that's usually what happens. If like our reviews are like less really reviews, there's just more. Let's talk about the movie and see what people think about our opinions.
yeah, pretty much, yeah,
But
which is fine.
yeah. What I was gonna say is like obviously this increases a lot of hype for the Fantastic Four movie. Are you more excited for Fantastic Four or Superman?
See, now that we're getting closer and we're getting a little bit more like lead up into it, like, because I think who had the better first trailer? Superman.
I still think Superman has a better trailer.
Yeah, but now we're getting. I think once we get, I think it's gonna tip. It's gonna like teeter totter. You know, like well, right now we're getting more Fantastic Four. So now I'm like, oh, maybe I'm more excited for Fantastic Four. But then we're gonna get more Superman. And I'll be like, maybe Superman's the goat here.
I think I'll enjoy the Superman movie more, but I
Yeah,
don't know which one will be better. I dude, what's awesome about the Superman movie, and I heard people like shit on this for this reason, but like we have no clue what the plot of the Superman movie is other than bro's probably going to fight a bad guy. Like and I saw people were like, "Oh, we need to see a plot." It's like, "No. Us going into this blind just being like these look like cool scenes, I think is awesome."
yeah. That's all I'm getting out of Superman is like vibes, and I love that. It's kind of the same way. I have like no really idea what the plot of Fantastic Four is other than like Galactus is
Galactus
coming.
apparently. Female Silver Surfer. Why'd they do a gender swap? Yeah, Brian, why'd they do a gender swap?
It's a different character. Easy
Not
peasy.
my hashtag. Not my Silver
I don't
Surfer.
understand that group of people. It's like they'd rather look at a man, you know?
Those
And it's
probably the
like I
same
have no
people.
problem.
Those are
As
probably the
long
same
as
people who are like not fine with gay stuff too. And it's like, isn't it kind of gay? You'd rather see a chrome naked dude.
yeah, it's like you only play as dudes in video. You only play as a video game where you can play as a dude. You just want to look at a dude for
That's
20
kind of
hours?
gay
Yeah,
for
it's
a
like
person who's against gay, but I don't know.
it's like yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know, but what was I going to say? My stance on gender and race swap is as long as it isn't integral to their character,
Yeah,
I could give two shits.
that's fair. I
Black
agree.
Panther, you cannot make Black Panther white. Charles
Yeah.
Xavier, he can be black. Like the big lead for him was Giancarlo. Like before,
Mm-hmm.
he was like the big fan cast for Professor X. I'm like, yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, and like if they ever make like a Barack Obama movie, he can be white. Like
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling
Yep.
is the embodiment of Barack Obama, I personally believe.
So
Or Tom Holland.
like Black Widow, I don't know if Black Widow could be a dude. You know,
Yeah,
because
because
like
that's like her whole thing. Is that
that
like
is her whole
the
thing is like
widows are
she
girls?
yeah, and they like they use their way to get into seduce people and like classic spy movie stuff. So
Yeah, plus, it'd be like high key disrespectful to make Black Widow like a man purely because like the whole reason she was introduced to the comics was that they realized they had a lot more female readers than they thought. So they're like, "Crap, we need to make a hero
think of
for the
something
girls."
quick. Yeah,
So it's like it'd kind of be disrespectful to the source.
Oh, and then
material.
I was reading the other day. There's an interview with the guy that plays Nightcrawler. I forget his name.
Some German dude probably, unless he's
He
putting
was
on an
talking
accent.
about filming Doomsday, and he's like, and then he was like, yeah, the action scenes are a little bit more intense. It's like, yeah, now you'll punch Pedro Pascal in the face, and everybody's like, so are Nightcrawler and Mr. Fantastic fighting? Like, are we getting a little bit of Avengers versus X-Men going on, or?
I could not tell you how that situation happens.
But then also it could be like, I mean, like Star-Lord and Spider-Man fought in Infinity War for like 2 seconds. It could just be we're gonna fight for a minute just to get like the Lego set made, and then
yes,
we'll be good.
to get the Lego set made. I don't know. I'm hype, honestly. Like I'm ready for an Avengers movie. This is our longest stint without an Avengers movie since we got the first Avengers movie. You know what I mean?
Dude, we just got an Avengers movie 2 days ago.
Okay, you're right. Well, I'm ready for more Avengers movies.
We need another one. But yeah,
But
that's
point
all I
is,
really
like,
had to say though.
MCU might be back. Like, we say this every other movie. We're like, yo, MCU is back. MCU's trash. MCU's back. MCU's trash. Well, I'm on the MCU's back train. But what's great is like the movie in the future doesn't look like it's gonna be bad. It looks like it's gonna be goated. So
This would be a good year for Marvel because I liked. Oh, I think it was overhated. Captain America, I liked it.
mhm.
Daredevil, I loved it. Thunderbolts, I really loved it. Fantastic Four, keep it up. Ironheart's in the middle there, but they're kind of just going to launch that because I don't think anybody's
Ironheart,
excited for that. Yeah,
is
Ironheart
that
comes out next month.
what the heck is Ironheart? Is that the chick from
She's
Black
from
Panther?
Wakanda Forever. Yeah,
And she's getting, what is this? Is this like a special?
it's a Disney Plus show.
Oh, she's still getting. I forgot this show like was going to happen.
But
This was like in the like Ironheart and I guess Fantastic Four were like the like last two things I guess that haven't came out that they like announced back in like 2020.
Armor Wars.
Well, Armor Wars got canceled.
I don't remember.
Ripped
Yeah.
on Cheadle's MC career, I guess. Yeah, because
Does he
we're supposed to
deserve
get
a
a
movie?
Blade
He could
movie
have.
at some point, right? Or no?
No, I'm pretty sure the Blade movie's dead.
If when are we getting Eternals 2?
Get Ryan Coogler to make Blade.
Yes.
Bro can
Dude,
make vampire movies and superhero movies.
and
Get
Blade
him.
is black, so bro is also goaded at making African American focused movies.
Get Ryan Coogler.
I say like he's goaded at doing these things. It's really all he's done. He might be better at other things. Like we don't know. Bro stays
knows,
in his
but-
lane, I guess. I don't know.
But let's see. I don't think there's anything else Avengers or Fantastic Four or really anything I want to talk about, but go see Thunderbolts.
Yeah. It's a must watch if you're an MCU fan. Honestly, it might be a must watch if you're just a movie fan, honestly. Like
I think it's
good
just a
movie.
really good movie, but also I'm a big Marvel fan, so sometimes that just kind of like blurs my.
Oh yeah. You look at my letterbox, you can tell that like this guy really likes cool guy or guys doing cool stuff. So that leads me to really like Marvel.
Yeah. Anyways, thank
Words,
you
I'm
guys for
struggling.
watching. You should leave us 5-star reviews.
Yes. Or, at the very least give us like 4.5. Like we don't want our average to be low.
Yeah, keep our average. Right now, our average is still at a 5.
Nice.
So
100% success rate.
do not let it drop.
Yes, it must stay at 5. If not, we're banning
We're
you.
cancel. No, we cancel the podcast. If we drop to
true.
a
As soon-
4.99, we're done.
We'll just make a new podcast and we'll keep going until.
Hopefully
Alright.
the audience will pop over. So,
Yes. But see you guys.
Goodbye.